What's up, everybody? Welcome into the channel. Today what I'm going to be talking about is the cost of installing a Rheem heat pump water heater in your house. I'm going to break it down into sections. We're going to talk about what the water heater itself cost. We're going to talk about any other projects that I had to get done to make this possible, like the pressure regulator valve. We're going to talk about accessories like the ductwork, as well as the thermostatic mixing valve and expansion tank, all the fittings, everything's included that I had to purchase. The only thing I'm not including is tools that I already owned that helped me. So wrenches, the tools to put on the crimp rings, different things like that won't be included. But as far as parts and everything, I'm going to include all that for you. And hopefully this will help you out when making a decision on if this is a project that you would like to tackle. All right, let's jump into the spreadsheet that I built for you guys. So we've got a couple different items here in sections that we can go over. The first one being the water heater and the fittings, and then we have ductwork, the pressure regulator valve section, as well as miscellaneous. So I'm going to go over the parts list. I'm not going to go over everything. I'll give you the highlights, and then you're welcome to check out anything else on this list here. So the first thing is the water heater itself. We ended up getting this for $1,549. We had gone to Home Depot's website a couple days after we purchased and noticed that they had dropped the price from $1,800 down to this price. Called up Home Depot. They said, hey, no problem, we'll adjust the price for you. And so we ended up getting a way better deal than we thought we were going to get. Bought some shark bite tools there, toggle bolts for the expansion tank mount, various CPVC pipes and fittings for the drain, the condensation drain from both the heat pump as well as the TMP valve. And then we have various brass fittings for PEX pipe and different connections that we have to make. We have some 3/4 inch push to connect braided water heater hoses. Those go from the cold to the water heater as well as from the water heater to the hot. And then we also tapped into the cold line to the thermostatic mixing valve that you can see down here for $129. We tapped into the cold line for that with one of those braided cables as well. So total for the water heater and all the fittings comes out to $2,015.15. All right, looking at the duct work here. So the biggest cost on this list was the hole saw. If you already have that, you'll be able to save a significant amount in this section. But I figured that the 6-inch hole saw was a good investment. I can see myself using that in the future, maybe for recessed lighting, various other things. So got some 6-inch elbows, a wall vent, some duct tape, reducer, and then the service kit, which is the black lip that you can see that I attached to the water heater to give me a nice takeoff area for the duct work. All right, pressure regulator valve. So if you recall in the installation video, pressure to the house was about 100 psi. So when I went to inflate the expansion tank to the proper psi, it really just wasn't going to work. The maximum psi on the tank was 80, and so that really clued me in that we needed to fix something there. And so looked around. Quotes for this from plumbers was $500 to $1,000. Did it myself for $211.50, and I think I got a nicer setup because I also have the pressure gauge that comes right after the PRV. All right, and then finally we've got the miscellaneous section, which this is going to include drywall, compound, and different things that I needed to fix all the holes that I made in my wall. Total for the whole project come out to $2,629. This is with tax included. And then we're going to get some nice rebates. So on the water heater section, we're going to get 30% back on that, and then we get a utility rebate of $800 for switching from an electric water heater over to this new heat pump water heater. Thanks so much for coming along on this journey to install the heat pump water heater with me. A couple videos in here. If you've watched all of them, thank you so much. Feel free to check out the videos if you haven't. It may be helpful for your project as well as this part list. If you have any suggestions on things that I could do differently, I am not a professional plumber. I am not a professional electrician. I am just a homeowner trying to save some money and help you do the same as I show you these projects. But I would love your feedback. Let me know what I could do differently, how I could have saved money. That would be very helpful. If we get enough comments, I may make a follow-up video just going over the things that I could have done differently. So anyway, with that, I appreciate you watching and see you next time.